you've ever found yourself flipping through phonics flashcards, wondering if the students are understanding or just memorizing, and if you're getting anywhere with your intervention time, same. Let me show you how I solved that problem and changed my intervention time forever. Hi, I'm Anna from Anna Kelly's Creations. Let's make progress monitoring easier, data collection quicker, and your to-do list maybe a little bit shorter. Grab your favorite bubbly drink and let's dive in. When I was a reading intervention teacher, I worked on a lot of phonics, a lot of decoding, letter sounds, blends, digraphs, you name it, and I loved it. I also really loved nonsense word fluency because it gave me a clear picture on what sounds my students were still struggling with and knowing that they didn't just memorize the words. But here's the problem. It stopped at CVC words, so I was only getting a clear picture on short vowels and consonant sounds. I needed more advanced decoding skills. So what did I do? I made my own. And honestly, it changed my intervention time completely. I was getting a clear picture of what sounds my students understood and what sounds they still needed practice with, instead of just knowing that they memorized, lost, or kept. I love fluency. I try to use fluency for everything. Reading, math word problems, writing. If we can use fluency, we're using it. It saves so much time and intervention. So instead of dragging out long flashcard sessions, I made fluency sprints. They were short, quick, and took me 3 minutes. And they were very efficient in collecting data. Let me show you how it works. So for this particular probe, I would use this for when I am testing magic E or silent E. And so you can see some of the words have the E at the end, some of them don't. Step 1, I am going to do a 1 minute timing to see how far my student goes. So what I will do is I will turn the timer on and I will set it for 1 minute, and I will tell my student, when you are ready, I'll start, or when you start reading, I'll start the timer. They start reading, they read for 1 minute. I'm marking down which ones they get wrong, and then we mark where they end. And we're gonna record it in our data table down here. That is also a baseline to see how much we are learning. What we're then going to do is go over any of the sounds that they got wrong, and then they're going to do 10-second sprints. So what I'll do is we'll start the timer, we'll do 10 seconds, and they'll do that 6 times. So now you're up to 2 minutes of intervention time. If a student gets stuck for more than 3 seconds, I go ahead and read the word for them and then mark it wrong. Finally, for the 3rd minute of intervention, we're gonna set the timer at 1 minute again. They're gonna start at the beginning and we're gonna go through again. And hopefully this time they're gonna get further. We're gonna mark it. If you've watched any of my other YouTube videos, you know that I love data. It is so powerful and so helpful in so many ways. So this gives you great, powerful data in just 1 minute, 3 minutes total of intervention. It's going to give you data that you can actually use. It's going to help you plan your small groups. Which sounds do different students need help with? It's going to help you with writing IEP goals. You can write fluency IEP goals for your phonics. Showing progress, having that data for the RTI meetings or your multi-tiered meetings, bring this data with you. You're going to look like a rock star. And this is also just going to show you how to lead your intervention time as well, what you need to reteach, what flashcards you need to go over still, or practice writing in the sand, or whatever else your phonic tips are. This is going to show you where to go next. One example on how I might turn this into an IEP goal is I would write, by the end of the IEP year, when given a list of words containing blends, Rory will read 9 out of 10 correct on 3 consecutive trials. That's so easy for me to get 3 1-minute timings. It's also super targeted, you know what you're working on. Then your objectives can either be different sounds that you want to work on, or it could be a level of your numbers of words you want them to read. I have more about how I write these IEP goals in my blog post that I've linked below. I made these probes for all of the blends, beginning and ending, trigraphs, digraphs, and the magic E, and it gave me a really great picture on what my students still needed practice with, and I knew that they weren't just memorizing words because these were nonsense words that they hadn't read before. I really liked watching them grow on the silent E because they were quickly knowing when to say long, when to say short, and you could tell in their eyes, faces when they were done that they were quickly understanding as well. If you want to try this in your classroom, I've linked a free sample that I have in my Teachers Pay Teachers store in the description below so that you can see if it works out for you. I also have full assessments available for purchase. You can grab them in my Teachers Pay Teachers shop. I also have Amazon print on demand. If you wanted to use this as a workbook for a student, this would be a great place to hold all of their data in one place. Bring it to your RTI meeting or your IEP meeting or your ETR meeting, and you are going to have so much data and work samples to show. If this helped, leave a comment below and maybe some other advice you have for phonics instruction. I'm sure others would enjoy it too. As always, you're doing better than you think. You've got this. Keep going, and I'll see you next time.